Today we'll get started in our tabletop position. Knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. We'll start by just generally loosening up the body, just creating some movement here. So we'll start with a few shoulder rolls in our tabletop position. That means shoulders go forward, up, back, and down. Just moving the shoulders here, forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. Let's go for 2 more rounds. Forward, up, back, and round. And then releasing. Tailbone swifting side to side as well. And then try to get engaged. Shoulder towards hip, like that. Hip towards shoulder. Let your head hang loose. Just opening side flexion in your spine here, in your side body. Side to side. Working with our wrists a little bit here. Hands placed firmly into your mat here. Go forward, to the side, backwards, and side. Depending on how flexible you are on your wrists, so that will depend on how much forward you go. The more forward you go, the more tighter it gets into the wrist. So we're going to go 5, that was 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to reverse it the other way around. 1. Make sure you don't feel any pain or not a lot of discomfort here. Be aware the joints and the wrist are pretty sensitive, so just watch yourself here. No pain, no major discomforts. 4, going for 1 more, and 5. Let's sit back on the heels and just shake it out. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. There we go. Let's go to work on the feet a little bit here as well. So staying here, sitting on top of your heels, but with one difference, just tucking in the toes at the back. See if we can bring those small pinky edge toes in as well, as they tend to go out. Bring in all the toes, and then focus on sitting back on top of the heels, tucking in the core, and then lengthening through your thoracic spine, shoulders relaxed down. Just staying here for about 10 breaths. It's great for stretching out your toes, stretching out the soles in your feet as well. There we go, that was 10 breaths. And then release. And then untucking the toes, going to work on the ankles, bringing big toes together here. And let the ankles fall off towards the side here with your heels. And sitting back on the heels, stretching out your ankles a little bit here as well. And you'll also feel a bit of pressure being applied to the calves as well. So this is a nice one for the calves as well. But leaning back onto your ankles here. Once again, making sure you don't have any pain. Maybe a bit of discomfort, but no major discomfort or any pain. Maybe sway side to side if you feel like it's working as well. Loosening up the ankles. We'll start to get warmed up in the body in the first 2 flows. So let's get to it. Come into your tabletop position. If you want, you can shake out the legs a little bit here. Kick it out towards the back. Shake it out. Shake out the calves and those ankles. Maybe a bit of rotations in the ankle as well. And then release. Let's start to warm the body up with a bit of movement here. Right foot steps in between your hands to the top of the mat. Coming into your low lunge, push your hips towards that front right heel. Keep the lower back nice and straight. Hands up, breathe in. Feel that hip flexor on the left hand side. Push your left hip forward, right hip back. So that right hip goes back, left hip goes forward. Inhale. Exhale, frame the front foot with your hands. Standing splits, you breathe in, kick off. Lift off that back knee into your standing splits. Inhale, Exhale to forward fold. Just warming up the body here. Halfway lift to breathe in. Flatten out the back, tailbone up. Back of the neck nice and long. Exhale. Resist the ground with the fingers. Tuck in the chin all the way. Round your thoracic spine. Halfway lift to breathe in. Exhale. Tuck in the chin. Round thoracic spine. High mountain. Flow up. Exhale to dive down, forward fold. Take a plank to breathe in. And then a downward dog to exhale. Hug in your underarms towards your cheeks here. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Nice flat back in downward dog. Hug in, tailbone up. And then relax into tabletop position. Let's get started on the left hand side, just warming up the body. Left foot steps in between your hands, top of the mat. Sink into your hips. Lower back nice and straight here, not arching at all. Breathe in, extend your hands up. Squeeze your thighs together. Right hip forward this time, left hip back. Feel that engagement. Breathe in. Inhale. And exhale. Frame the front foot with your hands. Come into your standing splits. Tuck in the back toes. You lift the back knee off and kick. Inhale. Kick as high as you can. Exhale to forward folds. Bend your knees as much as you need to in your forward fold. Upper body becomes heavy. Take a halfway lift to breathe in. Forward fold to exhale. Tuck in the chin all the way. Halfway lift to breathe in. Forward fold to exhale. One last one. Inhale. And exhale. High mountain. Inhale. Come up to standing. Exhale into a forward fold. Dive back down. Plant your hands into your mat. Step back into a high plank. Breathe in. Then downward dog is your exhale. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Relax the knees down. Let's get started with our flow. Tabletop position here. Squeezing shoulder blades together for me. Protraction and retraction. And then separating them. Squeezing together and separating them. Squeezing together, separating them. 2 more rounds. 1 and separate them, keeping the rest of your spine nice and still. Small bend in your elbows. Use those fingers as well as your palms. Squeeze together and separate it. There we go. Right foot comes to step in between your hands, top of the mat. Hands go up towards the sky. Breathe in. Remember to feel that hip flexor on the left hand side. Tuck in your hips. Press your left hip forward, right hip back. Feel the engagement. Keep squeezing your front knee into the midline of the body. Hands up. Inhale, maybe look up towards your hands to breathe in. Exhale, right hand down, left hand up and over. And as that left hand goes up and over, your hips sway over towards the left hand side. You're dropping the right shoulder, lifting the left shoulder as high as you can. Feeling it across the front and side of that hip on the left hand side. Inhale back to center, both hands up. And exhale down the other side. Left hand down, left shoulder down, right shoulder up and over. Hips sway over towards the right hand side. Once again, if you have books, yoga blocks, put them underneath that hand for some support. Bend that elbow and see how low you can go through swinging your hips over towards the right. Inhale to center, both hands up, breathe in. Exhale into a simple twist but with your knee down. So you take the left hand down, right hand stays up here. Keep sinking into your hips. Sink your hips down towards that right heel. Stack your shoulders, look up towards that hand. Breathe, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Press your left hip down, right hip back. Inhale. And exhale. Let's release both hands to the inside of that front foot. Coming into our runner's lunge. Heel toe your foot off towards the side just a little bit here. And then sink your hips down towards that mat. Coming to a flat back. Try to squeeze the scapulars together, shoulder blades. Lift up the chest as much as you can. Maybe you won't get the back completely flat. Just trying your best here. Deep breath in and exhale to relax. Next up, we're bringing that left heel up, flexing it up towards the sky. And we're going to take the full range of our right shoulder. Right hand up and forward, back, shoulders stack on top of one another. And you reach back towards that left foot. See if you can grab the inner blade of that left foot. Throw that shoulder back, open up the chest. Look out towards the side. If that arch lifts on the right hand side, then that's fine as well. Keep sinking the hips down, feeling that intense quad stretch on the left hand side. Look towards the back here. If you can't catch your foot, that's fine. You can just bring that foot up and reach for that foot as well. You don't have to catch it, but if you can, interlace, open up, look towards the back here. Sink into your hips. Deep breath in. And exhale to relax. Both hands on the inside of the front foot. Bring that hip back into play. Tuck in the back toes. Stomp to the top of the mat into a nice wide yogi squat. Dropping the hips here. Nobody loves a yogi squat. Well, some people love it. But if you're a runner, you are really tucked in the hips. So for now, maybe use your hands. Lean a bit forward onto your hands. Or what I like to do is take my hands, put them underneath my glutes, and then cup my fingers for some support and sit on top of my elbows. Maybe bend my elbows a little bit. So that gives you a little bit of support here. Maybe sway side to side in your yogi squat. Preparing your hips, warming up your hips. One knee forward, one knee back. Let's see if you can stay in your yogi squat without your hands for about 3 breaths. Release your hands. Bring your elbows to the inside of the knees. Bring your palms together and see if you can attach your thumbs to the heart center. The more you bring the palms in, the more you feel that hips opening up, the more you feel that stretch. Just bring it in as close as you can, no pain. Maybe get some support here from the heels, so press up through the heels. You don't want to be passively leaning into those hips. Press up through the heels, get a little bit of a lift so that you're actively stretching. Elbows on the inside, pray to chest. Inhale, flat back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And exhale, release the hands down, send your tailbone up towards the sky into your forward fold. Heel toe your feet together. Toes together, heels slightly apart. And then forward fold, bend your knees, relax your upper body. Whew, that was a nice deep stretch into those hips. You can walk in your forward folds, just releasing the hips a bit. One hip back, one hip forward, and then the other side. Let's go into a halfway lift to breathe in. Flat back. Exhale, tuck in the chin all the way, resist the ground with your fingers. Halfway lift to inhale. Exhale, tuck in the chin all the way. One last one to breathe in. Exhale to tuck in the chin. High mountain flow up. Exhale, right hand forward, left hand back. Squeezing the shoulder blades together here. Your hips stay square facing the front, tucking in your core. Inhale to center, breathe in. Exhale down the other side, right hand back, left hand forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Throw that back hand as far back as you can. Engage the biceps, triceps, and squeeze. Come back to center, breathe in, both hands up, maybe a little bit overhead, and then exhale to dive down into your forward fold. Relax. Step back into a high plank to breathe in. And this time, see if you can take a chaturanga to exhale. So chaturanga, if you're doing it with your knees down into a kneeling plank. So you see the line from my knee to my hip to my shoulder, and then one nice straight diagonal line. Inhale, exhale, bent elbows 90 degrees, chest down, hips up. Inhale, upward dog, scoop forward, lift up your chest, drop the hips, squeeze the core. Exhale into downward dog. Well done. You have an option of doing that with your knees up or down. Walk it out. And relax into tabletop. Let's get started on the left hand side. Left foot steps in between your hands to the top of the mat. Sink those hips down towards that left heel. Keep the lower back nice and flat. Extend your hands up. Tuck in your hips. Maybe knit the ribs in a little bit here. So when they say knit in the ribs, you're just trying to flex the ribs towards one another. Round out your thoracic spine a bit, but straighten out your lower back. Sink your hips down. Inhale. Exhale. Right hand goes down. Right shoulder goes down. Left shoulder goes up and over. Hips swing over towards the left as well. Breathe. Inhale to center. Breathe in, both hands up. Exhale. Left hand goes down. Left shoulder goes down. Right shoulder reaches up and over. Hips sway over towards the right hand side. Feeling that hip flexor, front of the hip and side of the hip. Maybe a bit of the love handles as well. Feeling it really deeply here. Swing your hips over towards the right. Breathe in, come to center. Inhale. Bit of gliding in the hips. Exhale. Remember to tuck in the core, tuck in the hips as well. Both hands on the inside of the front foot is your release. Sink those hips down towards that left heel. Straighten out the spine, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Flatten out the back. Inhale. And exhale. Let's bring up that back foot as an option here. Stack the shoulders on top of one another. Take that left hand up towards the sky. Breathe in. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. See if you can bring up that back foot and catch it with your hand. If you can't, then you can kind of squeeze the glutes towards the back, flex it, catch your foot, and then push the hips back and forward. Kind of heel toe that front foot out towards the side, just a little bit of a 45-degree angle as well. Press your heart down, stack the shoulders, look up towards the sky, towards the back. Breathe. So this is what they normally would say, the dragon catching its tail. Deep breath in and exhale. Slowly release. Both hands on the inside of the front foot. Let's tuck in the back toes, lift the back knee off the mat. Jump to the top of the mat, nice and wide into your yogi squat. This time, maybe you want to use some support again. Cup your fingers underneath your glutes if you want. Sway side to side. If you feel like your hips are ready, we've stretched them out quite a bit, so they should be ready by now. Elbows on the inside of those knees. Rely on the heels. If it feels like your heels are lifting, you need to put your feet a little bit wider apart. Thumbs into the heart center here. Nice and flat back. Feel those inner hips. A bit of a lift by pushing through the heels, lifting the glutes just a tiny bit. Let's stay here for 3 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Release the hands down. Send the tailbone up. Heel toe your feet together. And forward fold is your exhale. Halfway lift is your breath in. Forward fold is your exhale. tuck in the chin all the way. Let's go for 2 more. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Squeeze the tailbone up, shoulder blades together. Exhale, tuck in the chin, melt down. Halfway lift to breathe in. Exhale to tuck in the chin all the way. Gently coming up into a high mountain to breathe in. Exhale, right hand forward, left hand back. Your hips stay square. Inhale to center. Exhale, left hand forward, right hand back. Inhale to center, breathe in. Look up and over. Exhale into a forward fold to relax. Jump or step back into your high plank to breathe in. Take a chaturanga to exhale. Knees up or down. Upward dog to breathe in. And then a down dog to exhale. Walk your dog out. And then relax the knees down into your tabletop position. Let's go into a child's pose. Knees a bit wide, not too wide, a bit more inner towards one another than what you're used to. Lean forward, feel those hip flexors. Relax. Forehead on the mat. Maybe sway side to side. Some people like to sway side to side in their child's pose. Really feel it in the hips. Swaying your shoulders, hips and forehead. Rolling your forehead across your mat. Very relaxing to breathe side to side as well. Thank you for joining me with my practice today, Yoga for Runners Intermediate. Hopefully this helps your running a lot. So if you need more content, you could just look out for me, Calmin, Valentino. There's beginners, there's intermediate, and there's advanced. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.